who are running their own business.
Excellent. As we see, and you work for RBC, Vafa?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And what is your passion for leadership? Tell us about that, please.
It's actually twofold. One, I aspire to inspire. I'm happy and willing to share with anyone who's interested to hear about stories of hurdles and roadblocks and how I overcome them when I came to Canada. What were some of the biases that I had to deal with? And the other fold is I'm also here to help women who are looking to grow in business. I can help them on a personal or a business level. So bringing people's dreams to reality is what I'm here for.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, Vafa, for joining us. And thank you for your giving spirit, supporting people. Any other new people? Aisa, welcome to the event. David, we see you. Welcome, David. Arita, Aisa, please, new people, please say hello to us so we know who you are. Arita, let's start with you. Yes.
As you all could see, I'm Arita, and I'm here. It's been 8 years that I've been in Canada, and the reason I'm in this network is I was searching like to be connected with the women's. And though I'm not in a business right away, but that is something back in the mind so far, but I have not been able to push myself to get into the new area because that is something uncomfortable area for me, but I would like to see. So I wanted to see like, what's the women's look like what they are doing, like, what are the pushing point for them? And, that's the thing that pushed me to bring it here.
Fantastic, Arita. Next time you'll just join our events because you just you get inspired and you get enough resources, so you see yourself visualizing your dreams and aspirations. Thank you for joining us, and we can get Maria Carolina connecting with Arita, making sure that we start with a conversation. Thank you, Maria, so much. And any new people? We have gentlemen here. JB Wang, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to meet you all you here. And how much time I have for that?
You have about 30 seconds.
Okay, good. Okay. I joined the real estate industry last year, and also I got some ideas and plenty of ideas. And I do have some, entrepreneurial experience back in China. And I was working in Silicon Valley in the semiconductor industry in the sales and marketing for 5-6 years. And basically, I just mentioned I have a lot of ideas and see, and how people here and are they, trying to do some things, and maybe we can have a certain kind of, I might, bring some more ideas.
Fantastic. And, when did you come to Canada?
Before epidemics, and because
before epidemic.
Yeah, right,
fantastic. What you can do, thank you for joining. It's Immigrant Women in Business. You'll see gentlemen here. All our gentlemen, they support women empowerment. We're all immigrants here, almost 99% immigrants. But those who are not immigrants, they love immigrants, love dealing with immigrants. And if Mr. Wang, if you can share your contact information with us, so I'll connect with you personally. Okay, let me just mute here. Yes, anybody who has an opportunity to share their passion, their speech, can you please share in the chat your contact information for us, please? And thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Excellent, thank you so much, and welcome to Canada. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah,
we speak 200 languages, and we love to grow, learn, and help other people in Canada. You came to the right place for leadership and entrepreneurship. Thank you. And
can I say one more thing?
Yes,
Can I say one more thing? Yeah, I do have some digital marketing background, and I'm quite good at the SEO thing, and which definitely will help entrepreneurs like here and to grow their inbound marketing. And also I have quite extensive experience in the sales and marketing.
This is fantastic.
Yeah,
we love
Thank
it.
you.
I mean, you came to the right place. You came to Canada. Your experience is excellent. Rafiat, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the event. Rafiat.
Thank you.
Hi, Rafiat. Welcome. You probably muted. Yes, unmute yourself. Unmute.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Rafiat. I'm a Nigerian. I came to Canada 4 years ago. I own a Nigerian restaurant. Lots of challenges, but we're getting there.
Oh my goodness. Rafiat, same here. If you can share your contact information, we'll see how we can help you out. Where's your restaurant located?
So I'm opening a new one on 1300 Finch Avenue West. On Finch, Finch and Kill is the intersection.
Finch and Kill. We definitely get you connected, and again, Maria will help to facilitate that. We'll help you to connect with Giselle. We're opening food incubator, and we're opening a lot of contacts with, and partnerships with food-related suppliers and sponsors. So make sure you reach out to us. And Maria, please, if you can share your contact information with us, Rafiat, please.
See, like finance, because I'm remodeling my restaurant. So if I get finance.
Beautiful. So that's why you're here. You learn where is my funding for my dream. You came to Canada for this. Thank you. We'll start learning, and we'll follow up with you tomorrow. Thank you, Rafiat. So we have to mute here somebody. So anybody else is new? Ellie, if you can say hello to us, please. Ellie Burtamante. Alexandra. I want to make sure that new people, you guys, you feel welcome. If anybody is looking for jobs, funding, and most of you guys here for funding, but anybody is looking for anything, if you don't want to speak up, just share your contact information in the chat. We'll get it from there. So we have Judith join us. Judith is from Cuba. She is joining our Alberta chapter. Thank you so much, Judith, for being with us today. Judith. Hello, Judith. Okay, so now we're going to do the most important task for today. Somebody has a birthday today. Do we know whose birthday is that today? Do we know whose birthday is that today? IWB, come on, she's our founding member. Yeah.
Dr. Doa.
Oh, here we go. Steven knows. Are you ready to sing the song for Dr. Doa? Let me just find the slide for Dr. Doa, and we'll start singing the song for Dr. Doa. Dr. Doa, 1, 2. Here's our Dr. Doa. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Doa. Happy birthday to you.
This is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Svetlana. Thank you, guys. This was a nice surprise, and you made my day, my evening, actually, now. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Doa, if you can tell us a little bit, maybe because you're an immigrant from Egypt, maybe share a little bit with us what's in your heart and how's your immigrant journey got you where you are today. Thank you, Doa.
My name is Doa Mohsen, and I'm a project manager. I work as a project manager at City of Toronto, and I do mortgage also on the side. I wear lots of hats, but my journey as an immigrant from Egypt was, I am a single mother. It was a bit tough. Probably this is why it was a bit tough. I'm a single mother, raised my son on my own. That's on the personal level. I had to work. I had to do my master's, my PhD, and develop my career on my own. And in Canada, it's not easy in the beginning, but don't let anyone put you off. Don't get frustrated. My advice to anyone who's new, whether you want to do business, whether you
Unmute.
We lost her audio.
Unmute.
Unmute.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. Happy to be among you, among this team of inspiring leaders, actually, and Svetlana and everyone on the team. You ladies rock, really. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Doan. Happy birthday again, and thank you for being an inspiration for a lot of people. We probably missed that part, but for those who are new in Canada, the way Dr. Doan created success in Canada is through philanthropic initiatives. She is ambassador for World Vision, the organization that feeds kids in globally, and Doa, through her giving spirit, open up all key connections who help you to expedite your career to the next level. So this is a good share. I always wanted to highlight that fact because I know
One thing, if you might allow me, Svetlana, for any newcomer, for anyone, you guys go volunteer in organizations. Volunteering is important. Volunteering helps people. Even when you're established, you have to give back to the community as well. So this is one thing, keep in mind, please. Good luck to everyone. And thank you again. I don't want to take the time.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you
Doa.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
And we have somebody new just joined. It's a lawyer. I know that I looked at your profile today. Thank you for joining us. Shutri Mucharan, welcome to the event.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for welcoming me to this tight-knit community. It is a pleasure to be here. My name is Shruti. I landed in Canada about 6 years back, I must say. And I was working, I've always been a corporate lawyer, helping businesses out, but it was always at a larger scale, when you're working for larger corporations. But then I had a calling, if I can call it that. It was a calling that when one of my relatives asked me a simple question, and was actually, for me, it was a simple question. I'm sorry, I should say that. It was, for me, a simple question, but this person was dealing with a lot of mess in their business because of not knowing how to navigate that. And that inspired my journey to actually start my own practice, which I started just last year, in fact, a year back. Still grappling with the idea of how to run. So law might be my expertise, but to actually run the law firm is also the business aspect of it, right? So I'm also learning on that front, and it's been an exciting journey so far. I can say I've helped quite a few businesses along the way, and it is amazing to see that when I have started my own business and the challenges of that, as opposed to just being the lawyer who is dealing with, other people's businesses, now it gets to a point where you actually put yourself into their shoes and try and give some sort of, help also in that direction. So
fantastic.
Law and things like that, right? Like people are looking sometimes only for a direction. They can't afford legal costs. So it's been fruitful.
Of course. I mean, all the growth that we experience in this country, it's always fruitful at the end. But challenges that my always our best here, prayer and gratitude to all the challenges that we have to go through in Canada, and which are fantastic. I mean, we fail, we go through challenges, but that's what makes us tough, and people with character, people with a vision, people don't give up, and when you make it, you become an inspiration for other people, and that's exactly what we're doing. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to find a way to work together. A beautiful immigrant story. Anybody else here? Shri Kriti, let's get a couple of young people. Zibia Shri Kriti, those women who are in a millennial and a young age fight for women empowerment in their own communities. And please, Shri Kriti, share with us your passion. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. So like said, I'm Swikriti. I'm currently in my third year of undergrad at the University of Guelph. I'm majoring in political science and minoring in biology. I have been volunteering with nonprofit organizations since last 8 to 9 years, where I have worked with the sole goal of helping women or immigrant women in general. I have been part of many events, workshops that has organized leadership platform for women for them to come forward and rejoin their career. Additionally, I have organized many marches regarding domestic violence myself. And I'm just here to learn from the strong, courageous women who are out there starting their startups. I'm here to be inspired, and I'm here to just observe any information that I can for my own, perhaps, future venture.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. It was very nice to meet you today over the phone as well. And Nizar, you're new with us. Welcome to the event. Hi, Nizar.
Yes, hi, Svetlana. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm also from Egypt. I came to Canada 8 years ago. I spent 6 of those years in Toronto, and then I moved to British Columbia 2 years ago, back in 2020. So my company is Gyro, and I help entrepreneurs and small businesses allocate grants and loans, whether you're starting a new business, growing an existing business, even if you want to sell your business, we can also help you with that. And we work Canada-wide, just so you know, and we do also have clients in the US. So wherever you are in North America, we'll be able to help you. And we also provide like digital marketing services on the side.
Fantastic, Nazar. It sounds like you have to be part of our family. We already like you from Egypt, and we love gentlemen who support women empowerment and all your services. They're fantastic. We need all the help there is with all that you just mentioned, including loans and grants, and digital is where the world is today. Thank you for joining us. Very nice to meet you. If you can please share your contact information, so we'll reach out to you. Thank you. So we'll have a couple of more people. If anybody from new people have a desire to share something positive, new initiative, book launch, anybody needs help, job, if anybody from Ukraine, please let us know how we can be of help. Anybody, we have 5 minutes. Tell us anything you want to tell us. Sarah, why don't we hear from you?
Svetlana, sorry, just one quick thing to share. I'm actually launching my second business. It's called Space Village Events. And the goal is, it's an app where people can either find event venues to rent it out to host events, or you're an event planner and you want to promote their events. So that way we're helping property owners, whether it's commercial or residential, to promote for their venues. And then the event planners rent it out and they promote for their events. And I would love your support with that. I'll share the website here as well.
Oh, please, this is excellent. Great news. We have very entrepreneurial people coming, and they all, you provide the solution. It's very much needed. We do a lot of events. I can tell you it's needed. I mean, that I constantly, people ask me, where is that location? Where is that location? If we can go to the platform and search all our beautiful event facilities, would be fantastic. And Susan, thank you for joining us. Susan is from Greece. She's a business owner, but her talent is she's a singer. She's an opera singer. Susan, you want to say hello? Susan, Daniel, Favor.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Great to be here. Finally, I can take advantage of one of your sessions here, Svetlana. I had COVID for almost 2 months, and I also put on my own opera last week, as you know. So it was a major feat. So I'm really thrilled to be back and see what you guys have to say.
Beautiful. You're here for business funding. And Zaira, would you like to say hello? 1 more minute. Zaira?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. So a little bit about myself is that I have my own cake business that I'm growing and developing. I've been doing it for now 2 years, and it's been going well. I do custom cakes. Next step is to get into the vegan market. So look into doing vegan custom cakes, because a lot of times I notice in the market, we don't see a lot of designer cakes for our clients in regards to that. So that's the next step. I know I'm not on video today, but hopefully the next time I'm usually on video.
This is all good. If you can share your contact information with us, please, Zaira. We'll have, see, if you told me that you have vegan cakes, you would have an order today for Dr. Doa.
Yeah, exactly. Virtual
really.
cake for now.
Yes, network. Share your contact information with other people, so people they know how to get hold of you. And we have Girls' Day every day, right? I mean, you have a great business, great business model. There's always something to celebrate. And in Canada, we have money to buy products and services to celebrate with. How lucky we are. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, here we go. Esther. Esther, before we go to our speakers, Stephen, you'll be our first speaker. Thank you for joining us. And Esther, would you like to say hello? Esther is our founding member. She represents Hungary. She's the one who's leading women empowerment through economic empowerment with her real estate investment mentoring to a lot of women immigrants. Thank you for being with us today, Esther. Esther is probably playing with her baby, who's not letting her talk right now. And Princess, I see you. Princess, she's getting into, she has a kind of more traditional business. She's selling courses, teaching young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general how to own their own business in the fashion industry. And Princess, please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarime, but people do call me Princess. Yeah, I've been in Canada over 18 years now. I was fortunate to be able to study a fashion design in pattern making and seamstress in Italy, Padova, Italy, the region of Venice. So having been here in Canada, I see a young of fashion lovers, they're struggling to bring their own creative ideas to life. So my idea here is to teach people in fashion how to create and how to bring their own creative idea to life within 6 months, of course. So we do provide fashion classes in pattern making, sewing garment to finish it. So I'm here to be inspired. And as well, I love Savannah energy. I love every energy that's here. So for the past couple of times I've been here and I've been so impressed and inspired. Thank you.
Thank you, Princess, for being with us. You inspire us. Your story is fantastic, from living in shelter to own your own fashion academy, and your belief system is absolutely fascinating. So you inspire me. Thank you for that. Thank you, Emmanuel. I know that you need to go. If you wanna tell us who you are, we see that you're a mortgage professional, Emmanuel. Thank you for being our member. Yeah, thank you for being our member for a number of years. Thank you for supporting us, women, with your financial sponsorship every month. We appreciate you. And if you can please tell us about yourself. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you for the invite. It's been a while. I've been a member for almost 4 years now. And I've got to say, big round of applause to you, Silvana. Just listening, it just sort of reestablishes why I joined, the diversity of speakers in the industry. It's really exciting listening. So round of applause, and just thank you for keeping this initiative going, growing it in your vision. Just thank you for the invite. The photo you see there is a little bit older. I previously worked at a bank. If you look at the tie, you might be able to guess which bank that was. I'm now a mortgage broker with Pineapple Financial. If you're familiar with a mortgage broker, I help individuals realize their home financing dreams by finding them the right solution among up to 30 different lenders. That can be traditional bank, a B lender, an alternative lender, or even a private lender. I'm also in the commercial space as well, and have access to private investments. So if somebody wanted to have real estate as part of their financial planning portfolio, our company also has access to that. Aside from that, I'm pretty active on social media. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn. I share a lot of content, at least three times a week, on home financing, the economy, housing. It's very popular if you've been watching the news online, or just in general. Housing is a big part of things in the GTA in Canada. So if you want to stay up informed, feel free to reach out to me on social media. I will leave my contact information in the chat. And yeah, that's
fantastic. Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
okay.
Thank you for being with us, and thank you for helping women. They speak highly of you, and thank you for being part of our community. So we'll go to our speakers right now. So we'll be one after another. So stay tuned, listen. The event is being recorded, just in case if you need to go feed your kids. It's all good. I'll send everybody a recording. Our first speaker is Stephen Clark. He is going to talk about sources of startup financing. He's the serial entrepreneur, somebody who built a company, sold it to Saatchi & Saatchi, second largest advertising agency in the world, somebody who is right in the middle of entrepreneurial world each and every day, fighting for positive impact in the world. He is a leader in social impact space, currently running a few for-profit social enterprises. Stephen, thank you for being with us. And if you can please tell us about financing and those cool ways of financing, specifically, I know people that ask me like revenue sharing and convertible loans. Thank you.
Thank you, Svetlana. It's been a while since I've participated in an IWB event, so I appreciate it. Thank you. To all you guys out there who are kind of curious or interested or seeking financing, there's a couple of good things that are going on right now. And number one, there's a lot of money out there. People are always talking about, lack of money. The reality is there's new avenues open all the time. It wasn't that long ago we had to deal strictly with the high-end venture capital firms. Then the angel investors came, and that has taken off. And the reality is this: when you're looking for financing to start a business, the number one thing that people are looking for, everyone thinks it's the idea, which is certainly important when you're starting a business. But the number one thing that all investors look for is the individuals that are going to be running the company. Because you can have the greatest idea in the world, and if you're not capable or you don't have the team that's capable of doing it, they're not going to invest in you. So you've got to make sure that the first and foremost is you're selling yourself and your ability to do that. The other thing that I've discovered is because I've always funded my own businesses, and in fact, even the ones I'm in now, they're self-funded, but we are out there now talking to investors. We have plans on growing very large, much larger than we originally thought. So we're exploring all areas. And the other thing that's really, really important that you all need to understand is flexibility and innovation. You got to be creative in the giving space or in the financial space. There's so many different ways. There's things that you may never heard of. Revenue sharing now, for example, in the impact investing space, which is one of the fastest growing spaces globally in the giving space today. It's called impact investing. It basically is where you have an idea that's got a social cause, something good, you're doing good, making a positive impact. And these are high net worth individuals usually who want to invest in those companies. They'll invest in any ways. We have convertible loans, which is basically loan us the money at a reasonable interest. Usually that's anywhere 6 to 8%. And then they have the option at the end of the term to convert those into shares at their discretion if they want to do that. So that's what a convertible loan or convertible note is. Revenue sharing is relatively new to North America, but it's huge in Europe. In fact, impact investing now, 80% of all impact investing in Europe is done through revenue sharing. And basically, that's exactly what it sounds like. They're just basically tapping into the revenue that they do, and they share in that. So in our case in Europe, we have a company called Purpose Driven Artist, which is headquartered in Geneva, and investors there are getting involved. And they're basically we feed children in our model, and for profit. I might add, we're not a charity or nonprofit. But the way we do it is so they take something from every child that we feed. and they will, in our case, they will be able to double their money in 3 to 5 years, and then they're gone. And they feel good about that because of they've been able to participate in a company that's obviously doing good, and they also made a good return on it, which is not their number one concern. They want to, obviously, every investor wants to make a return, but impact investing space is first and foremost more about the actual impact that you're having. So that's a great one. VCs, called venture capitals, obviously been around forever. They have now, for the first time really in years, since they've been around, they now have small funds as part of their usually very large funds that are for startups. That they have a team, a very small team, usually looking at startups, and they will invest in startups, providing they think that you have the ability to become big. VCs are the big capital, usually firms with hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and they invest in companies. So the bottom line is it's really about, and bootstrapping. We never talked about bootstrapping. I hate the term, but the reality is we build up relationships. We can tap into those relationships, and again, it's all about being creative. Making sure that you're making every touch point is going to win more than they put in, so that everybody can win. Bottom line is you have a vision, you have a belief in yourself and what you want to do. You want to create something special. You certainly believe it's special. You need to share that vision with these people and make sure that you can explain to them how they're going to win as well. It's got to be, really a kind of a joint venture almost that you're into. Investors are extremely important. It used to be the banks, and forgive me if there's any bankers out there, but it's no longer the banks. The banks want everything under the sun, including your firstborn. And so banks are not friends with small business, despite what they'll tell you. They're not. And what you need to do now is go out and seek others. And there's so many of them. You just have to there's so many platforms out there right now. I mean, honest to God, there's a new one opening up every single day. I was just talking to somebody who's launched a brand new platform. And they're all these new platforms are about bringing investors and startups or young companies who are seeking capital together. And they're just matchmakers is what they do. And they take a little piece of that and everybody wins. So, you've got more and more people doing that. Baby boomers, of course, are, there's still every day 10,000 people are turning 65. They're retiring. They've got stuff to do. They make up a large portion of the angel investors, by the way. But they're looking to do good stuff as well. But they're looking to invest in companies. They're looking to make some money as well. They don't have to. They've already. A lot of them have made money, but they're interested in companies that are doing good. Tech is obviously huge. Still a great. Everyone's interested in tech, and every company we build, for example, is a tech company. We build tech with it, so it's very important to do that. That's where we are. That's where it is. The future is now. People say the future is tech. Well, the future is now. This is what all the companies are doing now. SaaS models are huge. So the advice I would give anybody is to be creative. Search around, look for different areas, get online, start to Google. I just actually got in another one today. I'm an ex-professional athlete, as some of you might know. I got in another one today. I just went on LinkedIn and I Googled professional athlete investors. I don't even know why I did it. I wasn't even thinking. I just kind of did it. And it's probably because I'm doing this project in LA with a bunch of professional athletes and they're investing in that particular project. But I got that there and like 5 or 6 different ones came up. And I reached out to the guy in Pittsburgh, who's a former Pittsburgh Steeler, and told him who I was. And all of a sudden we connected. And we're going to be talking later this week about how we can help each other. So you just got to be diligent. You got to be creative. And you just have to believe in what you're doing in yourself. So that's my advice, Svetlana. I don't know, you weren't taking any questions or anything, or no?
Any questions for Stephen? We'll cover this. What people need to know before applying? I think that Nisha is going to do that, so that's all good. We'll rather have questions. Maybe you can name a few platforms. I'll share in the chat. I know Pitch C is a good platform led by women. They're really support.
She's a European a platform, really based in Europe. So it's, I mean, it's fine, but you're not really going to get a lot here in North America. But there are, I mean, honestly, I could name, you know, there's hundreds of them now, and it's just a matter of going out and finding the one, you know, WeFunder. And also the key thing about those platforms is, what is it that you're willing to give up? Don't hesitate to give up equity if somebody wants it, because that basically becomes a partner that is there to help you succeed. So WeFunder, for example, is one of the big ones right now. That's an equity platform. Equity crowdfunding is becoming really, really big. Crowdfunding in general has been around for forever, but equity crowdfunding is becoming big now. It was only legal not that long ago, a few years back, but now it is. So the crowdfunding platforms are all over the place, but there's angel investment platforms now. We just got picked up by a couple of different ones that reached out to us and want us to pitch. Lots of conferences around. I'm speaking tomorrow. They're asking me if I want to talk at Collision, which is a huge event, and people might know Collision. But they have now every event is also starting to have, you know, a side that's got investors and startups being able to pitch. So it's everywhere. You just really got to do your homework, and it's all online.
This is fantastic. Anybody needs more information? Thank you so much, Stephen. Connect with us directly. Marie and myself will have top 10 online platforms for startups. If you need more information, let us know. Maria, Carolina, share your contact information with us. Thank you, Stephen, so much. And thank you for supporting women. Thank you for supporting me in the journey of supporting women. We're all here helping each other. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Stephen. I know that you need to go. God bless you. And we'll talk to you again very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
And our next speaker is David Giron. David is plugging in all the way from Europe. You're in Sweden, right, David?
I'm in Switzerland.
You're in Switzerland. Oh, here we go. He's in Switzerland. David is our sponsor, a beautiful app that teaches people, including teenagers and children, step by step how money works. And it sounds like it's complicated, but it is not, especially if it's done specifically in a simplified, gamified manner. So we see the huge value. We keep bringing David for us ladies to get to know David before we start asking people to start downloading the app. But for now, we want to hear David's story and maybe the value proposition and maybe why you decided to create this venture, David.
Yeah, great. Well, funny enough, as we were talking about funding, we actually did a funding round last year, and I'll let you guys know that one of the toughest things is getting your financials right. I mean, they gotta believe in the people, they gotta believe in the project, but the numbers have to add up. So this is very important that we pencil out all the financials. But maybe tell you guys a little bit about the story behind this Money Masters app, MNY MSTRS. I was a kid growing up in Guatemala. I, just like many of you, a foreigner, moved to the US and then ended up living all over Europe. And one thing that I realized is, even if you're well educated, there's something that we're missing quite a bit, and it's financial education. If you look across the world, about 67% of the world is financially illiterate. Even in first world countries, that number ranges between 40 to 50%. I mean, that is a substantial amount of people that don't know anything about money. And when you think about it, it's quite funny, right? We go in debt to go to university, and then hopefully we get a job of our dreams. But jobs are just a means to an end. At the end, we all want to make money so we can have freedom, we can do our investments, buy a home, and so on. But we spend all our lives working on the means, and we don't really focus on the end. And that's why I think it's a very important piece. I always say, We spend our lives working for money, but we never take the time to understand how money works. And when you think about money or finance, you might think, oh, it's complicated, it's daunting. Where do I start? And today, if you go online, there's just so much information out there. And how do you trust? I mean, there's so many pyramid schemes and get rich quick schemes. But the reality is we need to know our ABCs in finance. And that's why I wanted to create a platform where people could learn about money for free. There's been great applications just like Duolingo that teaches languages for free. And similar to that, we wanted to copy paste that and create a platform where people can come and learn about money. Now, the approach we took is, first of all, we work with financial experts, ex-CFAs, people who have worked in banks, and we deconstructed finance into different pillars, anywhere from economics, investing, personal finance, all the way down to trading. And then we created this guided path where it takes you from the very basics, understanding your budgeting, your wants and needs, and some things that might seem so simple, but if you really look at the day-to-day people that live paycheck to paycheck, their biggest problem is they just cannot manage their wants and needs. If they would be able to save first and then they just take care of their needs and then just use a little bit for their wants, they will be able to save a little bit at the end of the month. Sadly, a little people get that concept wrong. So for that reason, we want to start with the very, very simple stuff. And then we build it up into stocks and what is behind a stock. A lot of people forget that stocks, even though it's just, prices go up and down, there's a company behind it, and a company has a balance sheet and it has an income statement, and you can go study it and learn about it. But most people don't do that, right? Most people get, let's say, that marketing pitch from a trading platform that tells you stocks is a get rich quick scheme, and that's not really the case. And especially when we talk about money, even if you go, if you're funding or if you're thinking about investing, it's very hard to understand a banker or a financial advisor because they can really throw a bunch of big words at you and you just get scared. So you don't really know what's going on with your money. And we do believe that you are the person that's most responsible for your money. And therefore, understanding when you speak with a financial advisor is very important. And that's why we stick to a quote, which is learn to speak money. You don't have to be the best one. You don't have to do your own investments, but at least understand when somebody's talking to you. Now, I think this is an even bigger problem when we talk about financial illiteracy between women and minorities. And that's because even in our countries or even in the countries that we go to, it's, they have this kind of mentality where, minorities shouldn't know about money or women shouldn't handle the finances at home. But that is wrong. At the end of the day, especially at a household, whoever's best at finance should be the one managing the finance. And what we really wanted to do with our application is empower people to give them a platform that they can learn about money and they can do it for free. Now, I can ramp up about money and learning about finance, but just to leave you guys with one thing, and it's in our platform, what we want to do is create a fun way to learn about money. So everything is bite-sized, so you can take your own pace. You're not challenging anybody else. You can take it at the pace that you want. And then there's achievements and there's all these extra benefits that you can get, just like a game. But we also have a stock market competition where people can join for free and just understand how the market works. At the end of the day, if at the end of the competitions, what we do is give gift cards away. So in essence, people get an incentive to learn about money. So if you ever thought about taking a step into learning about finance and how money works, this application is for you. It's totally free. We want to keep it free. We monetize it through ads. We're very transparent about it. And the idea is just to give a platform for everybody to learn about money and how to manage their money. So I don't know if there's any questions, but that's Money Masters.
That is fantastic. David, thank you so much. And we'll get the question from somebody. Let's Danisha ask question. She's intelligent. She always has a bunch of questions. Danisha, ask something to David, what you think would apply to most of us here. Hi, Danisha.
Hi, everybody. I didn't have a question, but he was just strumming my heart, because I am a financial advisor, financial planner. And I really do believe that simplifying, financial concepts are just as important or even not more important than the recommendations. So if you need a contributor at any point, I'm here supporting you because that's a noble cause that you're doing.
This is fantastic. Thank you. And Maria Carolina, maybe something for teenagers. We have a lot of mothers here. How important it is, you think, and how important that the simplicity gamified version of learning finance for your children.
Thank you, Svetlana. I love David, and he's so calm when he talks, if he speaks. I didn't know you weren't in Canada. I thought you were in Canada. And my question for you, number one, for the audience, so anyone can sign up in your app. It doesn't have to be Canadian only. Am I correct?
That is correct. You can be anywhere in the world. You can sign up. The content is there. It's just to be used. We got gift cards all around the world. We partner up with a company that's helping us to give gift cards around the world. So if I know, for example, in Canada, we have about 60 different companies from Amazon all the way down to Nike. So feel free to play. But the most important part is obviously learning, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. But to see, it kind of incentivize people to sign up in the application, and at the same time, you can get a gift card. And I believe your app has a budgeting option, right?
That is correct. We start from the very basics, from budgeting to all the way down to understanding what how to read a chart and a stock chart, right? So we start with the very basics, and we give them tools as well. We got Excel sheets that people can download. So if they want to start, try their hand at making a budget or whatever it is, we try to give them tools so they can get started.
But that's the basic. When you have a way to budget your money, then you tell your money where it's gonna go and not where it went. And for anyone that haven't signed up for the app, I went into your app. That's why I know a few little things. And anyone, if you haven't signed up in the app, go and check it out. And it will give you details. Budgeting is so crucial when it comes to finances because it guides us, right? It guides us. We need the guidance, not only for single mothers like me, or mothers. Everybody, if you receive a paycheck or if you have a business, you need to have a budget. So I appreciate David for throwing that in there. And any information about budgeting, which is the basic and the start, it's good to have. It's good to have.
No, Maria, that is actually great. And look, I'll maybe drop off before I ramp up. I'll just drop off in one thing. There's a great book which is called The Richest Man in Babylon, and I recommend everybody reading it. It's a very short read. It's quite good. And there's one concept that it speaks about, which is pay yourself first, right? Every time we get paid, then we grab that money and then we spend it on rent and we spend it on the hairdresser. That's not your money. That's money that you're giving somebody else because that money is not working for you. So in this book, what it says is the very first payment that you do is you pay yourself. You either invest that money or you save that money, but that money is yours and is locked up for you. And why is the reason that you do that first? Because usually we have the idea that we should pay our needs and then we spend our wants. And then at the end of the month, we see what we save. But the problem is by the time we get to the end of the month, you'll see that you spend all the money that you had and maybe you even go in debt with credit cards. Now, if you pay yourself first, you're forcing yourself that you're going to survive the rest of the month with whatever you saved. And I thought that book was so incredible because just by putting that principle to practice, you will start saving, you will start investing, and then you'll set yourself for a better future. And the earlier you start, the better it is. Today, we were actually looking at some charts that we put on our application. And it's something like if you start at let's say 25, by the time you retire and you're just investing about $200 a month with a 10% growth a year, let's say you put it on the S&P, you can achieve $1 million by the time you retire. So it's very simple, small steps that can really accumulate over time. So again, there's some very basic things. If you want to go into investing, I would love to speak with Anisha because I do recommend people to go to a financial expert. I don't tell people to go invest in the stock market if they don't know what they're doing. It's always best to seek advice. But the best thing you can do to protect yourself is educate yourself. So yeah, with Money Masters, that's a great place to start.
Tell me if you don't want your children to speak like this guy, for any young teenagers coming up. And just so you know, I'm a broker in the financial industry too, but you got the privilege today and we are here to support you and help you grow your business. That's what we're here.
And maybe Maria, you jump once you start talking. We'll get to Kalina and Danish in a second, but Maria Carolina, maybe you can just continue the conversation about the finance and how it's important maybe to get educated from trusted, recommended authorities, people who come to you from that trustworthy source, Today, David is absolutely bang on. I mean, there's a lot of scam out there. Look at crypto world, right? There's a lot of opportunities to make money. But I can tell you 9 out of 10 opportunities that come to my son, who's our crypto advisors, the scam. the scam. So be very, very careful. Maybe Maria, maybe you highlight that fact. And that's why we're kind of asking people to stick to your tribe, build relationship with people. That's the core. That's what we do in Canada. Because people, they come to Canada to for quick buck as well, like everywhere else. But that's that relationship, dealing with people who are recommended, a community where it's built on trust and integrity. That's what is going to take you forward. And you'll have much lesser chance to get caught somewhere in some type of scam that unfortunately still happens all the time, but which is all good. We're all here to learn. Thank you, Maria. Please, Maria is our founding member representing Venezuela. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, my dear. You know what? The beauty of this is that we can connect. And when you create meetings like this is the beauty of IWB. We create meetings like this with everyone brings their knowledge, and we have finances, we have real estate, we have cryptocurrency. I personally got scammed through crypto because I didn't know what I was doing. And then with Peter, I started learning what should I do, where should I go, where should I invest my money, how to invest. And if you start in something, you start little by little. So the number one thing that we have to do is get our knowledge in place. And things like David, that he has a budgeting that for people to use, that's the beauty of this. And then you have Danisha that can guide you with investment. You know, we have different people in our organization that can guide you through it, that can teach you how to do things, and mentorship in every area of our business is important. When we have a mentor, it's kind of guide us where to go to. And we focus on the growth of our team members and every one of you. That's why Svetlana is telling you, put in your chat what you need, and I put it in there. WhatsApp me anything that you guys need, because we're here to support you and to help you grow. I've been in the financial industry for 5 years. I'm an immigrant as well. I'm from Venezuela originally. I'm a founding member representing Venezuela. And the beauty of our group and our tribe is that I don't know something, I'll call Svetlana, I connect with Jacqueline, with anyone that can kind of guide me on where to go, how to do it, where to do it, so that we avoid mistakes. Human beings, I don't know why, but we don't like learning from other people's mistakes. It's like we love doing it in our own way and we don't listen. If it could save you some time if you take the mentorship, you just put the ego on the side and say, you know what, I want to do this, but I don't know how to do it. Can you guide me? It'll save you time and money. Trust me, it will save you time and money, because it's so easily to get caught up in different areas, and networking is beautiful. I know, David, you're not in Canada, but Canada is a land of opportunities. We have here tons of opportunity, and you heard what Stephen was saying about the funding. Like, there's money out there. And Svetlana, I quote Svetlana one day, there's money out there. There's just no people who take the action to do it. So we have everything to support and to grow. We just have to get out of the comfort zone and start acting and start doing and start promoting and being an example for other people. And then the community is going to start growing, because we have a lot of ideas and we have a lot of projects. There's tons of grants out there. But if you don't know how to deal with the money, you don't know how to grow your business, you don't know how to market yourself out there, there's nothing you can do. The business is you. You are the business. You are the one who has to be out there and get exposure so that you make your business grow. And I'm blessed to be part of IWB, because since Constantana, she helped me build my website. Even the picture that you see there, she hired someone and they took the picture. And she told me how to post, how to do it. That's when you have a network that you can rely on to be support with and to start growing and start moving. Right? You gotta move that bum, because the money is not gonna come from the skies. You gotta put the effort and get to work, because otherwise, no, God is gonna send you a blessing. But if you're not taking it, the next person is waiting for it. It's gonna take it for you. I guarantee you that. And money is there. You just have to go and get it. You have to go and get it. I'm ready for the money. I'm ready. Shout out to you, my friend. You pass it to the next speaker, and look forward to connect. Just put it on the chat, whatever you need. We're here to connect with you, and I'm making notes of everyone who needs to connect with us. And Svetlana and I will contact you right after.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Maria Carolina. We didn't do the gratitude exercise today, our powerful gratitude. We'll get Danisha to start with gratitude. But before we do that, I'll share one of our founding members, that's our Ukraine team. They have a fundraising going. We already got over 20,000 in that fundraising, but please do support Ukraine. That's our March 8th event with the Minute of Silence. Please take the time to look. I'll share the link where you can donate. That's the place where parents of our founding member, Lyudmila Bispala Brown, they have the place in Ukraine where people now, they host over 100 refugee families. All the money goes go to feed those people. Again, I'll share. Thank you for supporting Ukraine. And we are back to, before I get to you, Danisha and Kalina and Helena, so we're back to face-to-face events, which is super exciting. Our next face-to-face event is on in May. So take the picture of that. May for 2 days, May 21st, 22nd. We have fantastic speakers join us, workshop leaders like Peter with cryptocurrency education, and with all top-notch workshops, speakers, including famous speaking influencers in Canada. They'll be present at the event. We're expecting a lot of people. So help me to congratulate our founding member. She opened up a Foodpreneur Incubator. So our event is on April 11th. So we have those who are passionate about making small business or big business out of their magic recipe. If your passion is for food, Foodpreneur would be the great place to start. It's April 11th. And those who are looking for jobs, we have now a number of job partners, including Dinesh and Ifoma. They're leading with beautiful connections with people in Canada who have built already businesses, and it's their passion to hire immigrants. So there's no shortage of jobs. Please reach out to us. We're able to give jobs to anybody and everybody on many different levels. The last thing what we want is to have PhDs driving taxis here and doctors. Please, we do recognize the talent, and who can better recognize the talent like our own people, immigrants. Our event for virtual assistant, don't be overwhelmed. There's our founding member. She's leading our Quebec chapter, Laimina. She has a beautiful business, gets the work done. Any projects that you want to farm out, the ladies, they work very inexpensive from Bangladesh and India, and she leads them from here, from Canada, from Montreal. Beautiful business. We are very pleased to have you on board. And the event is on April 15th. And of course, our wellness event is May the 9th. All our wellness leaders are going to be there. It's usually a super popular event. And this is with all the upcoming news and events for next couple of months. And now I'm going to get Danisha, Kalina, and Yelena to close this for us. They're not going to be long. I know that Danisha is very brief in her passionate speeches. Danisha, if you can please take it away. Danisha is our founding member. She's from Jamaica, beautiful mother of 2 kids, leads the charge of helping the community, helping people, educating financially, and just somebody who we always want to see as leader, as a human being, as an immigrant in Canada, somebody who's no matter what will find a way to help you. So let's all be those people. And Danisha, thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Svetlana. So if you can go to that slide I did today. So my role, what I do is on the investment side, but my sweet Svetlana asked me, to share on what are some of the things that a bank would look at when you're looking for, get a loan. The first thing you're gonna need is a business plan. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but you have to tell them why you're in business. They want to know your passion, and there are going to be some headings that they're going to look at. They want to see a summary of who you are, the products and services that you offer, the market and your team, but most of all is your financials. So you're going to be able, you have to show your financial statements. The next thing that they want to look at is collateral, because most startups, you might not have the money, but do you have any physical assets to spread the risk with? So sometimes you might have to put up your house as a collateral, or any kind of physical assets that you've got. They're gonna wanna look at your personal finances. So your credit score, your tax returns. I'm jumping all over, but it's on the screen. Your tax returns, they wanna see if you are credible before they give you money. There's something else that you might not think about, is that sometimes they might require you to have insurance. They might require you to put in life insurance on the owners of the business. So because you, like Maria said, you are the business, or the owners usually are the business. So sometimes they will require that you have life insurance on yourself, and the fine print might say they are the first to get the life insurance. So I remember I heard Stephen say they might want your firstborn. They're not kidding. He's not kidding. So that's one thing. You might want to have insurance on yourself, so that if you should pass away, the loan gets paid out. And then there is another thing that people don't think about, is this thing called the agreement on future ratios, which is, it's called a loan covenant. When you go into the banks, sometimes they will require for you, you have to make sure your business stays healthy. And there are certain ratios, like the current ratio, which is your assets minus liability. They want to make sure that you are keeping your business within certain limits. And so if you don't keep your business healthy, they might consider it as a default. So I just want to quickly recap. Make sure you have a business plan, some collateral, make sure your finances are in order. So also when I talk about the financial statements, make sure that there are projections. You can show your streams of income coming in and your expenses, your personal details, tax returns, and this is not an exhaustive list, but that's what you need to get a loan in these days. Check out Stephen. He had those other options. Try those other options, get grants before you even take on a loan. Bless you.
That's a good one. Yes, I mean, you don't want to sign your mother, your father, your house, and everything else. It's just not very clever. There are other ways, and we love this angel investors, convertible loans, because with those people, not only resources, the money, connections come, they become your friends. They want to help you. They'll bring you customers. They'll bring you more investors if you treat them well. Be creative. Don't go traditional way. I mean, that's your last resource. There's a lot of money out there. There's tons of beautiful people in Canada and US who build businesses, sold it to other businesses. They're looking to invest and be happy. My personally deal with baby boomers. They didn't have a chance to participate in really social impact, purpose-driven, conscious capitalism. They build businesses for money. So the definition of wealth always used to be more money, bigger houses, bigger cars. Not anymore. So we had finally economy. We finally so fortunate to enjoy purpose-driven economy, where finally the definition of wealth, the definition of rich is being happy. So, and this is what the economy is offering us, the distribution of products online to different countries, millennials whose their mindset, number one, is to do good to the world, then to make the money. This all falls into very positive aspect of the business. So use that. Today, those young people do something great in the world. You'll be surprised how much money is available for that. I'm right in the middle of impact investment. Anybody who's looking for help, there's a lot of, even today, the platforms that are run by females, but by women whose passion to help women empowerment through economic empowerment. Use them, especially ladies, because it's their passion. That's why they did that. They recognize that a lot of, half of the women around the world, they don't have basic human rights, but in Canada, in US, in developed countries, we do enjoy that mature capitalism, and we can do tons good. And that tons good often needs to be with injection of the capital, and it is available. Please reach out. Thank you so much. Thank you, Danisha. It was fantastic. And we have our new member, and if you were one of the key members that joined us just recently, and if everybody can help me, Annie, I know that you're here on the call, founding member, to help Colleen Coleman Wright to the team. She is a lawyer, founding partner of Toronto Downtown Law Firm, offering services in the area of civil litigation, estate planning, real estate law, immigration, and business law. Very experienced, lady leader. We are very fortunate to have you on the team. And thank you, Colleen, if you can share with us tidbits of wisdom on the topic of business finance from the legal perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you for having me, everybody. Of course, I'm the one that nobody really wants to hear from, lawyer. But we're necessary. You know, there's nice talk, the people, the project, the money, and all the attractive stuff. But we are the ones who do the fine print. And in terms of some background, she's right. You talk about the banks and how you have to, what you have to give to the bank to get financing. Unfortunately or fortunately for me, for 10 years, I was a bank lawyer. So I did a lot of banking and finance. I am one of those persons responsible for writing all those fine prints. And I used to enjoy doing it, I must admit. I'm now on the other side where I'm advising borrowers. So I have a very wide perspective and experience background from which I speak. So it's a short thing, so I'll be quick. We're lawyers, but I'll be quick. Why are people successful in getting the money they need? Well, there's a number of reasons, but from a legal perspective, I believe a majority of business people fail because they fail to address their minds to the legal structure of the business from the conception of the business. They think about us at the end or if something goes wrong, and that is a wrong approach. Unfortunately, you should be thinking about your lawyer from inception, from the beginning of your dream. If you're dreaming it, one of your advisors at the table should be your legal advisor. Trust me when I tell you, it will cost you less when you have your legal advisor sitting at the table at the beginning than at the end, because that's when you pay us, right? And as a corporate lawyer, I can tell you, you pay way more for us to clean up the mess than for us to help you create what you need to create. When I speak about business legal structure, it's the basic stuff. So when you start out, the questions you should be asking: do I want to operate as a sole trader? Do I want to register a business name? Do I want to incorporate? If I'm incorporated, will it be federal, provincial? Do I understand the difference between these things? These things, I remind you, they're basic, but there are things people do not even address before they go into business. Instead, they go straight into business, have beautiful business plan, operations in for years, and then they're at the stage where they want to expand and take advantage of all these financing and funding options that we just spoke about. But then when they go to these different financiers, and yes, there are different type of financing and funding, whether it be the traditional debt financing from the bank or these creative investors, but all of them have common theme. They want to make sure that your legal structure, your business structure has to be a particular way for them to want to invest, right? Because it's all about organization and being neat and tidy. And at this stage, what tends to happen is you come to somebody like me, have to do what we call remedial work. We have to clean up your affairs. We have to structure your shareholdings, because you weren't incorporated, maybe. You weren't, even if you were incorporated, you were done. You done it as a default incorporation. So your shareholding is not structured to take advantage of equity financing, as Stephen spoke about before. right? Then what we would have to do, I would have to go in now and increase your share capital and move this around and that. It's cleaning up work, and trust me, you pay for that in the back end. But if you had somebody sitting with you at the table to say to you, okay, what are your prospective plans for ABC? I could say to you, okay, we're incorporating now, let me do this. Let me put that in your bylaws. Let me, create a shareholders agreement that take into account the possibility of you going to take funding from here, how we structure common shares. We can have B, A, B, different classes of share in anticipation of you taking these fundings later. You get what I'm saying? So you want to plan ahead and have your lawyer sitting at the table. We use the term debt financing and equity financing, and just for some education here, there are mirror-head, a host of different type of financing, and they're changing just as the technology changes, that's sure. But just to understand from a lay business perspective, there are two general type of financing. It's either debt financing or equity financing. Now, debt financing is simply loan. It's a form of loan. And yes, the traditional way is where you go to the bank and the bank gives you a loan, and you repay it in exchange for some loan documentation, etc. Equity financing, though, is where you issue shares. It's where it extracts a part of your business. That's what equity financing is. And those are the principal difference between the two. And everything else falls underneath one or the other. So all these different type of financing and funding, they either fall under debt or they fall under equity. You also, as a business owner, have to decide what is it you're willing to do. Are you willing to do equity financing, which means give up a piece of that which you've built? Because that's what you're doing, giving up a piece of your baby, a piece of, your legacy, etc. Or you just want to take a loan and repay it, and nobody takes any control or affect the control of your business. Danisha mentioned things like securities. Well, she said collaterals, we say securities. And lawyers and financiers, we use the words interchangeably. But as you're going towards this venture of funding or financing your business, you have to contemplate collateral or security or sureties. You have to give something to get something. Nothing in life is free, they say, right? In terms of securities, for the financial instruments, we talk about promissory note, checks, bill of exchange. When we lawyers talk about securities, we talk about debentures, we talk about the shares, because your shares are that valuable, they're securities, they're collaterals. And let me just give you again, I'm trying to give you a big thing a big picture in a small time, but your shares is tantamount to the value of your company. So that, you watch your stock exchange and all of that thing, but even as a personal company, you have to be careful. I see a lot of people, and I advise them when they're setting up, because they're thinking company values nothing, they're just giving away shares, like just giving it all about. And I'm like, no, that's one of your most valuable assets. You don't give it away all willingly because at this present moment on your financing sheet, your balance sheet and your financial statements, it says zero. No, that's one of your most valuable assets. So you have to be careful, right? There are other forms of securities. There's bond paper and corporate paper. We talk about being creative and all these different financing, but I've helped in my past. I've sat down with people who hold a good amount of value and goodwill and good faith. That itself is a value in a business. And I've structured financing where they structure a package and go after an investor and say, hey, this is what I'm willing to give you in exchange for your money. So you can propose the funding and the financing. It doesn't have to come from the investor or the financier. It can come from you if you structure yourself properly, right? To be quick, when you're doing these things, there's a lot of fine prints, a lot of documentation. I'm going to throw out some provisions and some clauses that you'll hear and you'll come across. And as a business person, you need to become somewhat familiar with what some of these things are. You talk about compliance with financial covenants. You talk about events of default, Danisha mentioned it, transfer restrictions. It limits sometimes your future capital expenditure. You talk about repurchase restrictions, preemptive rights, how you structure your shares and whether or not you can have first rights of refusal, tag along clauses, drag along clauses, default provisions, post-closing issues, talking about indemnities, warranties and representations that the business owner has to make to the financier, which is you making a declaration and undertaking. You're making a very important statement about the position of your company, right? And a lot of the time, it has to be backed by a lawyer. So at the end of it, and traditionally, that's how they do it. The more sophisticated people might not ask for it, but usually they would want a lawyer to actually give a legal opinion. It's called a borrower's counsel opinion. The reason is they understand that business people might not understand the fine print. So the lawyer is supposed to sit with them, let them understand the implications of these fine prints that they're signing. What are the implications when they default, if they should default? And we then have to give an opinion to say the company is structured in a way to be able to do that. So, you know, my advice, speak to your advisor first, not last. We're here to read the fine print and to help you along. Thank you.
And this is fantastic. Thank you so much, Colleen, Maria Carolina, and everybody else who's a founding member. Judith, if you can, maybe any questions? And we'll close with some gratitude to all the leaders and immigrants, all the beautiful women. Judith, you want to say hello to us? Miss Cuba.
She's having a challenge with her computer. She posted it in.
Yes. Yelena, the most positive and enthusiastic member. Yelena Kvashnin, she's our financial advisor on a personal level, but she did allow me to share with you that they do look after business loans as well through the partnership organization. I'll share Yelena's slide. And Yelena, if you want to say hello, if you can please do that, that would be outstanding. Thank you, Yelena. Yelena Kvashnin, and we'll close with you, Yelena. And for those who are new, Yelena is our most enthusiastic member in a group, and Mila Bispala Brown just joined us. We'll get you, Mila, in a second. I didn't see you. Thank you for jumping in. Yelena Kvashnin, please, if you can tell us a few words about.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you, everyone. Nice to see each of you. And what, as Svetlana said, yes, we had a chance to help people in a lot of ways, including opportunity through our partners to build their business, to get financing for their business. Because we have a huge opportunity, different ways to help people. We educated people. We find out the best way for each of our clients and build strategy, what and how we can solve each problem, each personal problem, each business problem, and find the decision. First of all, get connect me. Let's see what and how it's going on and which opportunity is the best for you. Compare several options and find the best way for each of your businesses, for each of your personal.
Thank you so much, Helena, and thank you for leading people, newcomers, right on the ground, right? She gets them right there, get them in the right direction. Thank you so much. And Ludmila, our Ukrainian leader, Ludmila, I did do the Ukrainian support and I did thank you at the beginning of the event for your efforts to helping Ukrainian people and Ukrainian refugees, Ukrainian immigrants. Thank you for finding the time for jumping to the event. And if you can share a few words with us, and I'll go find your GoFundMe link to share with attendees. Thank you, Ludmila.
Thank you, everyone. My apologies. Yes, I'm on the go these days, trying to arrange and help as much as I can to those that are coming to Canada right now from Ukraine, and that's why I'm in the car. That's why I have no makeup. I lost my makeup somewhere in one of the purses because I'm constantly on the go. But first of all, I wanted to second Colleen in everything that she was just saying. It's actually such a pleasure, Colleen, to hear such a professional as you speaking in IWB. We so much need professionals like yourself. I am a lawyer myself from Ukraine, but I do work as a financial advisor here in Canada. And I must admit that so many cases that I do personally, we sit down across the table with our clients and we say that we need someone like Colleen, some professional lawyer who actually understands not just law, but also understands how finances work, how to prepare yourself for the future, whatever it might bring. And we advise to hear in the first place from the lawyers like Colleen. So sorry for that. You lost me for a minute. Anyways, again, what a pleasure. I really hope that you will continue on with us, with our organization, because we need a professional like yourself for our business women to educate and to grow with someone like yourself and others like Yelena and Maria and myself too, because we as a business women, it's so hard and there are so many unknowns. And now that I'm dealing also with a lot of Ukrainian refugees and I'm advising them how to get settled and how to approach financial side of things, I realized how many unknowns are there, how many unknowns, and how important it is from the beginning to choose the correct legal structure for your business, to understand how finances work in Canada, also in terms of, for example, I'm dealing with a family of Ukrainian artists right now, that to realize for the artists that they are a valid business in the first place, and they have to set up a business here because their incomes are commission based, they are random, and they have to run it as a business so they can have actually a constant income and to do the planning and to do estate planning for their child and so on, and how different are our expenses. And then never forget also for immigrants that are coming here that your number one and biggest expense is your housing expense and how much you can do about it, because you're spending at least $2,000 a month for your housing. And within those 2,000, you have so much room for starting to build your wealth, starting to build your standing, and actually instead of putting the money in someone else's pocket, putting it in your own, and how to get mortgages and how to, again, establish your business, how to use your house also as a collateral for business loans and so on, right? So use it to the fullest 3-4 times the same equity, right? And things like that. So it's very important to be knowledgeable, smart, to seek help, as Colleen mentioned, seek help with the professionals. It's better to pay, a little bit at the beginning, but move in the right direction, as opposed to pay afterwards hundreds of thousands for mistakes that, we made. So
Thank you for that
again,
endorsement. Thank you.
right. You know what I'm talking about, because my husband is a lawyer too. So
it's glad when somebody else say who's not a lawyer, because they might think, a lot of people think we lawyers will say it because we're lawyers, but when somebody else endorses it, it's that much validation. It's more validation that, yeah, because
exactly.
It's true. Thank you very much for that.
I agree with you, but you and I, well, I don't do law right now, but we used to deal with the situation when it's too late. And it is so unfortunate, because if we just set it up right, so much possibilities would have opened up for our business women. And so this is what I want to really say, that we are there to help. We are there to set you up right from the beginning. And, and no one's going to charge anyone for an hour conversation at their onset to basically advise, you know what, you have a case here. You have something to, look to explore further, because business, when it comes to the legal cases, it's also investments. We also have to see it as an investment, right? So how you approach it is so important. Anyways, just wanted to say, we have a great amount right now of real talent coming from Ukraine. Being Ukrainian, know that a lot of people that are coming actually making this far. They're not making this far just because. They're making this far to come to Canada from Ukraine because they had their thoughts in this direction and they want to try it out to find, they find in shelter first, but in a second place, they were thinking of Canada. And usually these are professionals, usually these are business people. Svetlana and I know, and Naira, we've been talking nonstop on Messenger, directing people. We have great talent coming from Ukraine right now. Do explore it, because you will be getting fantastic volunteers. You will be getting also very committed and devoted employees. People in Ukraine usually are overqualified for whatever you ask. For example, one of my possible refugees that is coming, he is marketing Coca-Cola in Ukraine. He is marketing premium whiskeys in Ukraine. Not anymore, of course, given the situation, but these are the level of professionals that we accepting in Canada. So I think we are lucky that they are looking at us and making this far. And these are great women that we can help. Most of them are women with children. And I just wanted to point in that direction, saying, hey guys, let's help, and let's help setting them up as businesses, because finding an employment at the beginning will be very hard for all of them. But if we help them to be set up as businesses and help them to grow, I'm looking at Yelena Kvashnin. Wow, what a development, what a growth. And I do attribute it to IWB. So again,
thank you, Mila, so much. I pulled that slide here, Mila, and I did share the link. And we do want to thank you for stepping up for a lot of Ukrainians. And I mean, we are fortunate in Canada. All the people, our people, we love everybody, but we certainly need people like yourself who are on the ground doing the most important work. And here's our link. This is Lyudmila Bespala's fundraising campaign. If you can close with that, maybe, Lyudmila, so I can we can get some a little bit maybe help. Each and every dollar counts, guys. If you can follow the link I just shared on the chat, and I'll follow up with that link after the event. If you can help us to feed people in Ukraine who are struggling right now in the zone of war. Lyudmila, if you can close with that, and maybe close with a minute of silence and appreciation to all the people who support Ukraine.
Thank you so much, Svetlana. First and foremost, thank you, Svetlana, for supporting the cause and for helping us and for helping on an individual basis as well, each and everyone who's reaching out. This fundraiser, Ukraine Medical Food and Accommodation Relief, is actually launched by my husband, Daryl Brown. He is backing me in this. This is my fundraiser. This is a fundraiser where we collect funds to feed displaced and those that lost their homes in Ukraine. So this is a shelter within Ukraine, in eastern Ukraine, in the area that is actually hasn't been invaded and touched yet. Hopefully it will remain so. This is a facility that is located away from major cities and major highways. It's almost fully sustainable. However, of course, it needs funds to provide, and every dollar from this fundraiser ends up with those that are needing it, with the people. So we basically, people come in, they get washed, they eat, they sleep, they rest, and a lot of them move further west. I just hope that it will remain safe haven. Whatever you can, $10 is feeding one person 3 meals a day. Shelter is there. They have some supplies, but those are running out. And anyways, I'm so thankful.
Thank you.
Can help.
Thank you, Lyudmila. And let's close with gratitude. Continuing your speech, Lyudmila Bespala Brown. Let's be thankful for the opportunity to live in this country, land of freedom and opportunities, land of enough food for everybody, land where we have peace every day that we enjoy. And I think as mothers, as immigrants, we owe to ourselves to step up and do great things in life and help each other and help the community, help your neighbor, step up to become the leader and learn so you can empower and help more people with that journey. So I'd like to say thank you to all of you who are leaders in the marketplace. It is at the end of the day, leaders like Ludmila and a lot of our founding members, they choose to fight every day. They choose not to give up. They choose fair over faith over fear. We do commit sleepless nights, but that's how you build a reputation in this country of people who would refer to your business, but just simply because of who you are. Let's all be those people. All this is available in Canada. I didn't give a chance to say Julia Lebedeva. Julia is here to talk about grants. Julia, I totally forgot about you. Anybody who wants to talk about grants, I'll follow up right now in 5 minutes. Anybody needs a free consultations about grant funding? I know Annie was here for that. Julia would be able to help you with that. Julia, yes? Julia Lebedeva, a grant consultation, I'll end with that. It's not as simple as it is. Grants are available. There are a lot of grants are available. Like any funding, you need to be properly structured. You need to be proper. That's what Colleen was talking about. But again, the funding is available. It's actually a lot of funding is available. And people from the ministries and foundations, they're calling me these days and asking, please ask your ladies to apply for grants. So funding is available. Julia would be your point of contact. And once again, thank you all. I'll share Julia's contact information in my follow-up email, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Till next time. Bye for now. Thank you, Colleen.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.